Yeah, it is about that time. This is the Immortals 2v2 tournament. This is the first game of the semifinals between Aggony and the Imperials. So, very recognizable names here, Captain Flood and Indigo. I think they've actually played each other in tournaments before. This should be a good match. Should be intense, high-level match. Very excited to see what happens here, as this is also my first time viewing it. This is as live as it gets. It doesn't get any better than this. So as we load here, remember that this is the rice fields map. All games are played on rice fields because it is the flattest, simplest map that there is. Alright, so I am viewing from Aggony B4. I don't think I've ever heard of B4 before. Maybe they changed their name just to be a funny guy. And there's Captain Flood over here. Orange is Eisenker, and green is Indigo. So this is Medium Funds map. I'm going to go over what I see here right now. Eisenker over here, Naginata Warrior Monk Cavalry on the sides with some Yari Ashigaru up front. Decent amount of skirmish units, the bow warrior monks behind a bunch of lone sword Ashigaru. Tons of lone swords, and here is another bow warrior monk in the back. And it's a huge, heavily Ashigaru monk army, as we normally do see. So I'm gonna go to his mirror match over here. Tons of cavalry, katana, bow cavalry, Naginata warrior monk cavalry. You know, we see some lone swords, not nearly as many as Eisenker, but pretty close. Looks like a good 7. He may have 8 to 9. I think 8's the limit actually, so I'm gonna stick with that. And we see Aggony trying to surround the Imperials here, and the Imperials are just holding a defensive position, creating like a hinge. Alright, right here we had a little skirmish right here. The bow cavalry taking some hits from this mystery cavalry unit. That is a Naginata warrior monk cavalry, and these guys are moving back. So we're gonna see the Aggony guys adjust a bit. It looks like they're going to try and fight for this farmhouse here, as it looks like they both want it. The difference of armies here is, from what I can tell, the amount of cavalry that the Aggony crew has. They seem to have a lot, and they gave up the max amount of lone swords and you know, other defensive units like Yari Ashigaru to get them. Yeah, that's one interesting thing here. You know, you see maybe only one gun here for Eisenker. Well, we're gonna watch Aggony try to isolate Eisenker here, and it seems like they're doing a pretty good job, as Aggony is right. They're in perfect position just to attack Eisenker, at least with skirmish units. And you see that happening right here. These guys, these bow warrior monks of Captain Flood, hitting over on Eisenker right now. You know, pretty much just hitting everything that they can. Here comes a nice cavalry charge. And they're pushing forward, trying to throw guys out of line, and it's working. These Yari Ashigaru are pushing away. They're going to create a gap, and it's going to leave these bow warrior monks exposed and open. And they're just going to keep pulling around even more, trying to hit the soft spots of the Imperials. And the best part is Captain Flood isn't even in the battle yet. He's probably going to push around. I'm surprised he's forming up this way. He's probably doing that to do a counter. Push over on this side, sweep around over here. And look at this blinking. A lot of blinking in this battle right now already. There goes those spear units that are so crucial to keep your army protected from cavalry charges. And they are just gone. You see Imp coming up, trying to help as best he can, but he is still out of position. You know, he's still skirmishing with Captain Flood on this flank over here, which is not the greatest of spots for him, because right now this huge lone sword rush and spear rush is coming in, supported by these cavalry units, and they are pushing, and they are pushing hard. And you just see Aggony before the rest of his range units just sitting back, popping away. And look at Captain Flood's matchlocks over here. Perfect position to shoot at these matchlocks of Eisenker, and they're getting torn apart. This is a great battle so far. A lot of positioning that's just at the highest expert level here. Completely threw the Imperials off guard here. That hinge did not work at all, and you're gonna see Aggony just tear it up right now. There's no way that the Imperials are coming back from this. As you can tell, all of their units, their sword units, are blinking. Everything's falling apart. They have some guns back here, but they're getting cavalry charged. There is no way to stop this now. It's it's been set in motion. It is pretty much done. Captain Flood still has practically all his units still, and because of the great positioning and attack, Aggony Force still has, you know, all of his guys in the formations that he wants. He's still flanking. He's still surrounding guys. He did a great job, and that pretty much just leaves Indigo over here to put up his last stand, and it's not going to be good because you see these bow cavalry just waiting for something to charge, and they're just harassing in the back. There's no way to have a safe line back here for a defensive front, and you're just going to watch Captain Flood's fresh lone sword just tear through these spear units, then tear through these bow warrior monks. And here comes Yari cavalry. They're gonna gum up those warrior monks right there and stop them from even attacking. Oh, that was just devastating. Pretty beautiful at the same time. And this is the end of Indigo's melee army here, just all gummed up. There's nothing they can really do. The rest of the units spread out completely. And Captain Flood's going to be satisfied just gumming up these units in the back. He does not care about this Yari Shigara going to clean up this small bow cavalry. It did its job. These arrows are no longer shooting, no longer a threat. And now he has his guns lined up, ready, waiting to take out the rest of his units. Yeah, they're in range of about everything here. So this is actually very, very impressive gameplay by Aggony. Very aggressive, very impressive. And this is pretty much done. They're just going to steamroll them right over now. And I'm going to say that is game there. We can zoom in and watch the casualties just add up. Look at these bow warrior monks. Wanted to even get swords, didn't even fight. They just run. Don't even bother in melee. So that is it. The last but not least is this wavering general who is broken. And now it's done. So that was a great game. Absolutely wonderful first round of these semifinals between Imperial and Aggony.